but I'm going to requisition just the same so that be held. So,
Morning, gentlemen. Both of you, well, let's see. So we're doing a waiver on this gentleman,
Mr.
right?
Johnson is the waiver, and then Mr. Devon.
Yes. Yes. All right. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. All right, Mr. Johnson, you are wanted out of Rutherford, Tennessee for violation of a protective order. Are you waiving formal extradition, sir? Okay, we wish you the best of luck. Now, is it Mr. Damon?
Damon?
Damon. So it's Damon is your last name.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Damon, you are wanted out of, I think it's Sacramento, right?
Thanks, Judge. He's wanted for robbery and minor violating laws of defining crime. But because he was a juvenile at the time of the offense and a juvenile court has jurisdiction in Sacramento County, is that under the ICJ, he's not eligible for the bond because it is the equivalent to the adult interstate compact agreement. However, because he is an adult now, if he signs a waiver, just as any other non-minor would, is that it would comply with the ICJ for waiving. However, if he refuses extradition, then we will requisition the demanding jurisdiction to come get him the similar way that we would for a governor's warrant. But it will go through the ICJ system and not through the typical.
It's not going to.
Because it was one of those, it's an unusual part because they're supposed to be detained in the juvenile separate, but because he committed an offense as an adult, he was originally held in the adult detention center, which is appropriate because when he was charged.
Yeah, but is it one of those issues where the compact gets involved and
it is, but
it's going to take forever just to get him out?
Well, they have a shorter span for extraditing juveniles. I can't give you a time frame because it's when they submit the form, they have 5 days. I don't know how long that takes, and I don't want to lie, just making up a time. And so it's whenever the form is submitted, but they're generally very expeditious because there's not as many juveniles that are extradited. And so just by sheer numbers.
Have you, Ms. Chisholm, have you spoken to Mr. Damon here?
Yes, I have. And he, like I said, he's just 18. He just graduated out of high school and plans to go to PV. Had plans to go to PV, I believe.
To do what?
He had plans to go to PV Prairie View. So, and for him, this is coming out of left field for him. So, I'm not entirely sure if we can get a time frame since he's not eligible for a waiver. Is that what I'm hearing, Mr. Day?
No, eligible for a bond.
I'm sorry, for a bond. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Right, because the warrant was from 2023, but then he picked up an evading and then that was dismissed. And then he picked up a unlawful carrying of a weapon charge and that's still on bond, but it's still open. And so it didn't trigger until the second one made bond.
I would have a problem giving an 18-year-old the bond because I don't know how he would even get back to California. When I was 18, I didn't have a pot to piss in, much less get a ride all the way to California, it'd be tough. I mean, have you spoken to any family members, Ms. Oko?
I've got his mom's name is Maisha. I've not been able to reach out to her. Not just yet. But that's the only person that I've got so far for him. So unless he has another number for me to call.
Because I can't imagine he has money to,
And I don't, regardless, it's one of those, the cart before the horse, because he can't make the bond because he's not eligible because of the compact between the states. And
there's a lot of things at play now, Mr. Damon. One of the things that you have to understand is that you are a flight risk because you have a fugitive case from California. You're wanted out of California. So even if I set you a bond now, you would probably have to make almost 100% of it. There's no 10%, there's no 20% because you have a fugitive case. So it's not your typical bond that you would have. Not only that, if I were to set you a bond and you make it, we give you 2 weeks from the day that you're released to make it all the way back up to Sacramento. You're 18. I don't know if you have a means of being able to do that. And I don't know who you have in your life that's able to do that. But regardless, even with all that said, because you were a minor when all this happened, the interstate compact comes into play. And that may even prevent me from even setting a bond in this case. Okay. So there's a lot to figure out here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you go back, talk to your lawyer, and then,
Right, if he chooses not to waive today and he wants to refuse extradition, then I have to contact our liaison, who we have at the local offices here, and they will contact the offices out in California to start the requisition form to bring him over.
basically what we do here is we don't fight the underlying case. Like you're charged with robbery, you're also charged with another case out of Sacramento. What happened there, what's going on, that doesn't matter. The only thing that we're concerned about here is, are you Mr. Damon? That's what we fight here, identity, so to speak. So when people waive, it's, hey, that's not me. You know, I'm a different John Smith. You know, here are my fingerprints, yada, yada. And so we try to figure out that. So that's what's going on here. Okay. If you refuse to waive extradition, we give that jurisdiction a limited amount of time to come pick you up. And if they don't come pick you up, we release you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you refuse extradition, if you refuse to waive, then essentially they're going to go back and they'll either get a governor's warrant, or because it's with the interstate compact, it's something completely
It's a different
different.
system. It's a requisition. It's equivalent to a governor's warrant in terms of
And
forcing
then
extradition.
that usually takes, are we still talking the 90 days?
I really don't know. That's why, because the last one was within a week. I mean, it's very, very quick, because again, there's not a lot of, interstate extradition for juveniles. And so it's a much, much smaller pool of people.
Because you were juvenile at the time and then turned the age of majority. It's a mess. Okay, so I'm gonna have you go back. I'll have you talk to your lawyer. You guys tell me what you want to do, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and then I'll have her advise you. Okay, all right, guys. Good luck,
Yes,
Mr.
I'll,
Johnson.
I'll talk to him in a second.
Right, so 2 weeks from today. Okay, okay, guys. Morning, Mr. Adams.
Good morning.
Mr. Adams, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. You cannot afford a lawyer. The lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The officer initiated a traffic stop after observing the defendant's vehicle run a red light and travel 73 miles per hour in a 60-mile-per-hour zone. Upon contact, the officer observed a strong odor of marijuana and asked the defendant when he last smoked. The defendant stated, "You caught me, I just finished rolling one." The defendant then handed the officer the blunt, and then the defendant gave the officer 2 bags of marijuana, approximately 0.636 ounces of marijuana.
Did you say there was the odor of weed in the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Adams, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Sir,
Run his license, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? Are you sure? Do you have car insurance?
yes, sir.
If you don't, you're not allowed to drive. I'm making that a condition of your bond, Mr. Adams. I want you to understand that I take it extremely serious. If you don't have car insurance, you get into an accident and you maim someone, they're going to come after you. Where if you have liability insurance, your insurance takes care of you for all those needs.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not putting any conditions on your bond. Just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm going to have you go to Jamay, sign a reset. After that, we'll just get you out of here. And when you come back, please have a
Thank
lawyer.
you.
Okay? All right, be careful, man.
And Mr. Khalifi for Mr. Elick right behind you.
Coming up, guys.
Mr. Elick, come on up.
Oh, we got it.
I'm gonna talk to you, but let him finish first.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 90 days in jail with credit for the 27 that you've already done.
Should be. Okay,
Yeah.
I was 29, but
You should be 29.
Really? Look at that.
but I was told because it's
Going to
supposed
bat
to.
for you. That's pretty cool. DA's going to bat for you, man. That's good. What?
27.
It's been 27 since October 25th, but he was initially taken in on the 7th, in July for the same charge. It just was, there was no PC and then refiled.
Okay. I'll give him 29.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Not a problem. All right, so Mr. Scott, but regardless, you have to understand that it's going to go on your record. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. So if you ever pick up another one of these cases in penitentiary, have you been to the pen before?
So,
Yeah, Next time you pick up a serious felony, it could be a 15 to life case. If you've
Your Honor,
been,
If I may, just so the court is aware, and I explained to him the ramifications, he is on parole currently for the enhancement.
Ay, ay, ay. You know, sometimes, you know, a woman is like a piece of cancer. She'll kill you, dude, you know? She'll absolutely kill you, you know? How can someone get into your head so much, twirl you up so much that you lose control, no matter how small it is, to where you end up in a box for the next 3 months? Not only that, it's very possible they revoke your parole, send you back to prison now. So many other fish in the sea, you know, just go find another release, because life's too short to live in and out of custody. You know what I mean? This applies to you, Mr. Khalifa, as well. You know, how are you going to let someone get into your head so much so, you know, you cut the cancer out before it kills you. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this. So how do you plead to the offense of assault family member? You also have to understand, because you're on probation or parole, this could be used to revoke that. It could result in further confinement. Is this what you want to do? You sure? Okay, man. I'm going to find you guilty. I'll send you to 90 days in jail. Is it enhanced, Greg? Do you know?
It is with a felon in possession of a weapon.
Is it true that you had that felon in possession? Okay, true to enhancement. Mr. Scott, come on, man. Life's too short. Mr. Ely. Thanks, Greg.
Your Honor, I'm approaching for on bail review for Mr. Khalifa.
You know, Mr. Khalifa, I know that you're telling me these things, but we have the complaining witness that has been calling, saying that she's terrified.
Can I say something, if you don't mind? Okay.
But remember, everything that you say, they can use it against you. Don't. Did you want to say something?
Oh, Judge, I mean, I've already kind of explained to you the continuous contact and bond violations that have been occurring. I think it's important to note that this individual had 3 warrants out at the same time. He failed to appear, obviously for the misdemeanor. For the felony, his warrant was sent out for violation of bond, violating the exclusion zone. I received calls nearly every day from the complainant telling me how scared she is, that he is continuously trying to contact her. He's canceled her credit card. He is trying to call her from blocked numbers. He is continuously violating his bond. He has stated himself that he does not care about the protective order.
I would object to hearsay, Your Honor. I know he didn't come to court. He has been sick with diabetes.
Can I
All I
say
ask
something,
you-
sir?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, as the same day I have a court, I was here, by the way, and I
No, you
thought,
weren't.
sir, can you give me second, Judge, if you don't
Sure.
mind? I wasn't here in the building. I was here around this area. My blood sugar.
Doesn't count.
Can I say something? I talked to the sheriff to take me to the court. He told me just to keep going and the bark is there and to go. I feel down, my blood sugar was so high until like maybe I get up. Some people, they broke my door to open it because I'm diabetic, the very bad condition. When I get up, I don't know what time, it was like 4:30. I show up at the court here, they told me it's already done. Come back Monday. When I come back Monday with my other attorney for the felony, you know what? They told me it's closed today, the court. So you don't have to be there, just to be patient until like we give you court.
Your
I
Honor,
wasn't Skype, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, I will say they haven't brought him here the past 2 days.
Can I say something also too? Yesterday I have a court here, right? During my way to the court and I am in jail, right? What happened to me? They took me to the hospital for my bad condition. 7 hours, they try to reduce my blood sugar. 3 times they give me insulin, it's still high. They refuse to send me to the court. This is my condition, sir.
They want to make sure that before they bring you to court, you're in a good
See what I'm
condition.
talking about now? I'm not lying, sir. So why I escape if I have a court?
You weren't here.
Exactly, because my bad condition.
How do I know that?
What I argue you right now, to waive the bond, the fees.
Regardless, you don't come to court.
I told you what happened, sir.
How do I know that?
I just explained to you.
Do you know how many people tell me the sky's purple?
I'm not lying, sir. Because I'm very sure, even yesterday, I have important court, I cannot make it, and I am here already.
Your Honor, his bond has been denied on the felony, so
You
even
see?
if you did lower it, he still
You see what
won't be
I'm
able to
saying?
get out unless they.
Exactly.
Felony court has revoked your bond and you're at zero bond.
That's zero.
Even if I were to tell you, look, go, be fancy, be free, your felony court has made you no bond. So there's nothing that we can do at this point anyways.
No, just to waive the fee. And I have another thing about what she was telling you, sir. Yeah, I have the approval. All of this is a scam, by the way, because I'm the one he got message, very scary message.
I would like to know, do you have, other than her word, any kind of documentation, any kind of evidence to show that he is violating conditions of his bond? Because I would like to see it. Because I would like to show it to Mr. Khalifa if in fact you have something.
Correct.
I have screenshots from the complaint, so if I may kind of explain, it's a little complex. So
Don't
they're still
interrupt,
legally
finish.
married, they're still legally married, they're on the same insurance plan.
We are not in insurance plan. We are not
You
legally
don't.
married. I apply for
You-
divorce.
Khalifa,
I'm
if
sorry,
you
I'm
do not
sorry,
let
I'm
them
sorry.
talk, I will have to pull you out of
Okay,
this.
I'm so
courtroom,
sorry. I'm
and
not
you
gonna
don't
talk
wanna
no
do
more.
that.
I promise you. I'm not gonna talk no more.
Control
I promise you.
self. This tells me who, if you're incapable of controlling yourself, this tells me a lot about you.
Just because my bad, the blood.
Stop.
I'm not talking no more.
So the two are still legally married, that shared an insurance plan. While he was on bond, he called to amend it to raise the rate and then have all of the money for the insurance plan taken out of her account. Now, that would only be permissible, obviously, by one of the holders of the plan. She did not do it. I have screenshots of that from her judge. I have a lot of evidence that she's sent me, provided me. I understand that it's hard for you to believe if it's like blocked numbers. I understand your hesitation with that.
Show me. I mean, if you have block numbers, if you have 50 block numbered calls, that's something, because that's not something that would normally happen. Well, I get a lot of calls from like scammers and crap, right? But I mean, if you get 50 block calls in a very short amount of time, I know that's, Morgan, you don't have to do it just this very minute, right? But I would like it like really, really soon.
Absolutely.
And what I want to come back within maybe a day or two, and I'm going to show him, look, this is what we have. This is what we don't have. If we don't have anything, then, but I understand if she's scared, but show me the money. I want to see what you have. Just
Can we move it till Friday? And then
sure, of
if
course.
the state can send that to me too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But I want to know why is she so scared? Why? You're itching to say something else. What did you want to say?
Remember when she said I destroy her car?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
We're not getting it.
I want to see the video.
Okay.
You will.
The video has been uploaded and shared.
You will.
Okay.
And everything that they have, you will get to see.
But you promise me you dismiss it if I didn't touch her car?
I'm not gonna promise you.
I
What are
didn't touch
you
her
crazy?
car.
I can't dismiss
I
something.
did not touch it.
Okay.
If that is the fact, then the evidence will point to whose side is correct. I don't know.
Just stand by her mirror.
But you have to understand that it takes time to get
I
evidence.
understand, sir.
And we will get it. And as soon as Mr. Ela gets it, he's gonna show it to
Just
you.
argue for the bond, make
Okay.
it reduce.
We're
please.
gonna come back.
First
on
talk to
Friday.
felony court, because you're at no bond over there. And then if you get something in felony court, come back and we can talk.
Your Honor, do you want to move this case to Friday or?
Yeah, whatever you want. I mean, if you want to tomorrow, Thursday, whatever you
And,
want, I'm happy to do.
I see you put videos on YouTube on me.
I don't.
Yeah, you show it to me
I live
yesterday.
stream, so that the whole world gets to see
You're
how.
being famous, me and you now.
Okay.
No, I'm just.
Scott. Good luck.
All right,
Thank you.
gentlemen,
Thank you,
this way.
sir. See you Friday.
Take care.